Welcome back. We've talked about writing for different audiences, being humans and search engine bots, and different kinds of writing, copywriting, content writing, and writing to be found in search, SEO writing. We're going to have a look at the human part of the equation first of all. What are the kinds of things you need to be aware of when you're writing for the human audience? Then we're going to have a look at the things you need to be aware of for the bot audience. Your mission is to write on a topic that you know people are interested in. You need to appeal obviously to humans because that's what your business is all about. But for this to work well for you, your content needs to rank well for specific search terms and needs to be terms that people are actually looking for often. Search engines are definitely becoming more sophisticated and far more clever, although sometimes they are still dumb robots. There is more focus on search's intent. And if you take the intent approach, it's far less literal about keywords. So this is an evolving theme in search engine optimization. So when you think about somebody's search intent, that really should be obvious from all of your writing, and therefore solid writing, content writing is more important than ever. Obviously, you need to optimize for your main keywords. You need to take different angles on that, and you need to think about what is that people want to know, because if the search engine is looking for trying to understand somebody's intent, then your article must reflect that as well. So I know that's asking a lot of your writing, but to succeed in search, those are the things that you need to do. You need to appeal to humans, and we'll talk about some aspects of that. You need to rank well for the important keywords. And then you need to think about a slightly more fluffy approach, which is what is the intent when somebody is searching for a topic, what do they really want to know about, and then convey that you have that covered. There's this very cool book called Contagious by Jonah Berger, and what he did was look at what kinds of social media posts get shared and go viral, and had a look at the common elements. So we've extracted some of that information for you to think about when you are writing content online. He looked at what people share. So people share stuff that makes them look good to others, that will make them seem entertaining rather than boring, clever rather than dumb, and hip rather than dull. Kind of obvious, but there are some surprising things in here as to what particular emotions and angles will cause people to share and which do the opposite. Taking Berger's ideas about going viral, contagiousness, social sharing, we want to have a page, your article, that people like. So Berger talks about social currency, and talking about remarkable things provides social currency. So if you share or create a post online and the topic is in some way remarkable, your social currency improves. Interestingly, he also studied emotions, and if you care enough, if you have enough emotion triggered, then you will share. The emotions which increase sharing, and obviously you want your content to be engaged with and shared, or anger and anxiety. They increase social sharing. Getting people laughing or excited also increases social sharing. On the other hand, naturally contagious content contentment will evoke an emotion sharing, and nobody is interested in sadness or contentment. Your content neutral will get it to be shared. Sharing, you won't get shared. A lot of writers use the power of storytelling, and information often travels under the guise of what seems like idle chatter or a story, but if you look below the surface, there is actually a theme behind it, which is what people really want to be conveying. But they often do it through the mode or the medium of a story. If you can embed your products and ideas in stories that people want to tell, and if you can make them inseparable, then you will find that the story is a vehicle to transport your product, offer, or service. Now that you know what type of content people will share online, how can you write your article using this? If you can present information in a way that enables people to look good, if you can talk about remarkable things, if you can bring in the emotions of awe, anger, anxiety, getting people laughing or excited, that increases sharing. Avoid sadness and contentment, they're not shareable, and embed the whole thing in a story. In our section on copywriting, we talk more about using stories and also emotions as a way to transport messages and to get through to people in a way that you would not normally get through to them. Meanwhile, what is our bot's point of view on all of this? The bot wants to know what the item is about. What is your writing about? You've got to have your relevant, most important keyword in the H1, that's the headline, the main headline, in the page title, which shows up in search results, and in the content. Obviously, you need to have the keywords and the primary ideas in the content, and if possible, in the image text. So we talked about image text in our SEO module. So that's putting an alt text element on an image so that you can tell the search engine what it's about. If you can put a caption on an image that's visible on the page to human readers, that's a very good thing as well, because people tend to read headlines and captions before they read much else. Obviously, you need to have a very good user experience for your online content. It has to be fast load, mobile, easily navigated. They want to very well make sure that it is mobile security certificate on a phone, but you will know by seeing if your website is HTTP or the HTTPS screen size and the text size being proportional. If you can't tell by looking at it, copy and paste of your page or a mobile website address. That's only part of it. That's what the search engines look for. Humans or whatever to know that a note and navigate around your website. When you do that, normally it comes up and shows HTTP. So even if you do have a mobile website, and most people do now, security certificate, make sure that the navigation on the mobile is easy, that the important screens are obvious, alt text on images, and so on. No keyword stuffing and no famine of keywords. Keyword density is considered good at around 5%. And no spammy backlinks. So backlinks are good, but not if the source they come from is spammy. So it needs to be a reputable website. Page size, not too big in terms of file size. So I'm not talking about the length of the copy, because for some articles, Google will be quite pleased to see 1,500 words or so, to the extent that a bot can be pleased. You can tell if they're pleased because they rank your content higher. So page size not too big. What I mean there is optimized images. So one of the ways that people kill web page speed is images that are not optimized. They're big files. Too many big image sliders, maps, and videos also slow down pages. So you need to have fast loading pages, and occasionally that means you have to sacrifice the beauty and creativity of your content. Next up, we're going to be looking at headlines. Headlines are one of the most important and powerful parts of all online writing, all advertising too for that matter, but for any kind of article, whether it's for education, inspiration, or information, and for any kind of copywriting, whether it's an ad or whether it's on-page copywriting on a landing page or whatever, headlines are really, really important.